guys, welcome back to Kpop Talks. I'm your host, and today we're doing our weekly Kpop recap of July 2023. This is the third week. Too many songs to talk about, but we have definitely some interesting comebacks to review of big groups and interesting, groups in general for me that I really wanted to check out. So, without really further ado, let's get right into the video. So I was editing the video and I specifically forgot to talk about one of the most fun rap songs I've heard this month, and it's from one of my favorite rappers, one of the most underrated rappers in the game I think right now, which is Ashby with Lit. Ashby is somebody that I think is very underrated for different reasons. I think she has a very specific voice, so it's not for everyone. Obviously Bobby's in this song as well. I forgot to say that Bobby from Icon is in this song as well. She does choose weird productions. She never goes for a classic style every time, A lot of times rappers tend to get a little bit more comfortable when it comes to their production choices and not really take extra risks because they want to please their fans, right? And Ashby, even though she stays in her lane, which is that like bad bitch type of rapping, and like I don't know what they would call bad bitch rap, whatever they call it, but she was really good at it. But she has bars, she had flows, like she tends to change flows during the song. Like it's ready to go through one of her songs and just hear only one flow. Like in this song there is a flow, but it makes sense, I would say. But it's common for her to do it differently every single time. So I really like her. I mean, she's great at what she does, and whenever she does features, it's good. And maybe her albums are not the best because normally this style tend to get a little bit more boring if you just tend to like do it for like 6-7 tracks in a row non-stop. But I have to say she has become, I think, a very solid artist. And last year she had one of my favorite songs, honestly. Like I kept listening to I forgot right now the name of it because I'm an idiot, but she had a great song. She had another great song with Young G. She's overall an artist that I think is very reliable and one of the best rappers in the game. That was it. And let's start with New Jeans with ETA. This is definitely a fun song. I mean, again, in general, I would say that New Jeans keep releasing these really enjoyable tracks for me. I still don't get what is an ETA. I've tried to search and I didn't really find it. But yeah, the song is fun. I love the upbeat production as always, and it's really more enjoyable, more like upbeat, more K-pop, let's say, listen and song that they've done in recent memory. I mean, having said that, I think the song is fine. Again, like I said, it's fine. The production is really bubbly. The girls really have the right energy for it, and so I think the overall song is very enjoyable. Not my favorite thing they released this year, but and then we have another New Jeans song, "Cool With You," which is completely different vibe. Classic, more New Jeans, slow, steady, very low. How can I say? I can't think of the word right now, but it's a very soft production. The vocals are very soft. And it has an upbeat element to it, but it never goes too fast. It's still pretty slow overall. Super famous actors in this fucking music video. Again, crazy. They have the girl from Squid Game, Hoyo Jong, whatever her name, Seo, whatever her name was, I don't remember. But she's there. They have Tony Lang. I mean, this video don't probably cost them millions of dollars, but hey, they can afford that. The hype can afford that, definitely. And who gives a fuck? Better to spend money on this type of music videos than anything. The message is very interesting. The lyrics are very interesting. As always, New Jeans tries to go a little bit deeper than the average group. Doesn't always work. It's not always their best thing. But when they do this type of work and it really works, I think it's enjoyable. They're getting a little bit of those elements from the classic BTS, which is make the video a little bit mysterious so people can talk about it and think about it and have like some sort of like theories and keep them occupied at least for the next 2 or 4 months, since you're not going to have a comeback for a very long time after this period of time. Since like last year they were very active in the summer, and we'll see if they're going to be active later in the year. Obviously I don't think so, but we'll see. Overall, I prefer this to ETA because I think it's more current to what they've done. I think it's overall more interesting, but still I don't love it as much as the stuff they've done in the past. As soon as I start recording, for whatever reason YouTube just crashes and dies for like 20 minutes. But whatever, now we're back. And let's get right with the next song immediately. And the next song we have right now is The Rose, Back to Me. I really enjoyed this song by The Rose. This was a huge, for me, like I didn't have any expectations about it. It's actually really fun. I like the old 2000 vibes. They always go with that, but I really like this one specifically. You know, kind of like that emo rock that was going really a lot in during that period. They kind of bring it back. Love the bass here. I love the drums. The guitar is whatever. It's a pretty forgettable part, but it's very catchy. So I'm happy for what they were able to do. It's a good song for them. So I'm happy in that sense. But I don't have huge expectations from the Rose whenever they drop an album. I don't know if they dropped it now or they're gonna drop it, but you know, I'll check it out if this is the type of music they're gonna do, and I'll probably enjoy it more. Because at the end of the day, they're a K-rock group, and I think in general, I think rock in Korea has gotten better the last couple of years. So it's good to see them being also part of that change and that improvement. Next we have a Jin E with Tie Dye. This is a really simple, cute song. I hate the color correction in this video. It gives me Ebola or something. It's really bad. But the song is cute. It's fun. It's very wholesome in a way. It's very cutesy, but it works. You know, don't love the vocals in this song personally, but for whatever the concept they're going for, it works better than they would have if they just sang it more normally, I would say. So they're a duo, if I'm not mistaken, or don't hate me for it. I think I don't know if she's a solo artist or not, because there's two people in the song, in the music video. So I don't know if they're both musicians or if it's only one of them a musician. I assume they're a duo. But overall, the song is really enjoyable. It's not for everyone. I wouldn't say it's a song that I recommend to people if they want to get into this more cutesy type of stuff, because it's very particular. Even the beat is very weird. It's not even really a K-pop vibe to it, honestly, but it works. So, you know, I enjoy it. The only thing I wish they changed is color correction, because it makes the video really unwatchable. It hurts the eyes. Next we have Cardi with Skybound. Cardi, a rock group. We reviewed them a week ago. And this song is a completely different vibe than their other song, which was Party, if I'm not mistaken. But honestly, it works. I love this vibe as well. It's more simple. It's very 2000s in that sense. But it works. I love their vocals. I love the female lead vocal a lot. It's very particular. Reminds me of a little bit of Ian. So yeah, it's overall very, very enjoyable. I've been saying very enjoyable a lot, but this is what these songs are. They're cool, they're simple, and in that simplicity, they're able to deliver a very enjoyable track in my opinion. Next we have NCT Dream with ISTJ. Now this song represents exactly what I was talking about when I talked about Best Friend Other, which ended up being a top 10 K-pop song for me, of top 25 K-pop song of 2023. One of the weird things for me is like when NCT does this type of weird songs, because it's not really an NCT Dream song, but it's not really an NCT 127 song. It's not really an NCT U song. It's not really even whatever. It's just a mismatch of a lot of things. They tried a different style of production, that it's a little bit psychedelic, a little bit EDM, a little bit hip hop, and you know, they tried, experimented also with the vocal line and the chorus and the rapping sections, and overall I think the result is underwhelming. I think when NCT does this for whatever reason, it doesn't hit as hard as when Red Velvet does it, for example, or even in their own groups, in their own company, Super Junior, Shiny, and these other groups. Whenever NCT does this, and not only with Dream, by the way, if they did this with You, if they did this with 127, it never hits. I think a great example of that was Simon Says. It had the same problem. A lot of different things, not a clear idea where it wants to go, and therefore it creates a situation where, sorry for yawning, but it's very late at night, that you just don't really get where they want to go with it. So, you know, I just don't think it fits NCT Dream as a whole. I don't think it would fit really any unit in NCT as a whole. I think it's underwhelming, but at least give them some sort of props because they. Next, we have Ready featuring Bobby, obviously from Icon with Tap Tap Tam. This is a classic hip hop song. Ready has a good verse. Bobby brings a good feature. Overall, they have a good chemistry on the beat. Nothing crazy about it. It's very simple and yet I think pretty effective. Next we have Harry with Summer Sky. A summer song obviously by Harry Lau. Actually I enjoyed it. Even though the production is very simple and generic. I really like the way he sings on the chorus. The vibes of with the vocals are great, and the lyrics actually are pretty simple but yet cool in my opinion. So good job by Harry for delivering a good summer song that doesn't sound normally as generic as other songs that he tends to do, because as much as I like Harry, I think Harry is a good guy. I just think that he cares so much about his image to a fault, so he's probably scared, and you can see it on his social media, whatever. So I think he's scared in general of trying to do something a little bit different. And in this case, he tried to do a little bit of a change with his vocals and his lyrics, and I think it came out to be actually a good song. So hopefully the next step will be a better production. Next we have Yui from Pentagon with Whale. This is a project, a special project song. I don't know for what. Honestly, I haven't checked it for what it's supposed to be, but I think it was on the talent show that he was on. Overall, it's a simple song, very generic, tropical sounding beat. But Yui brings a very good vocal line. I really like his high pitched notes in here. They work very well. Unfortunately, the production is so fucking subpar and so generic that it doesn't enhance. And Yui is a very good producer, so I'm kind of mad at the fact that he didn't really give us a better production. But if this is just something that was supposed to be a clip for us, an additional for whatever, can't really get mad at him. You know, you just have to do your job and move on to the next thing. I was surprised he didn't win that fucking. It wasn't top 10, top 11, whatever at that. What do you call it? That survival show that he was in, because he was that good. I still think it's crazy that he wasn't top 11. But hopefully got a little bit of success and Pentagon can go back and do their thing. And listen, I know that for Q standards, the idea of Pentagon is not a successful group. I think they're doing fine. I mean, considering all the bullshit that's happened with Dawn and Yana leaving the company and stunting the growth of the group after having maybe the biggest hit of 2018 with Momoland, it definitely has to hurt, but, you know, hopefully he can take that as, in a way, as, you know, inspiration for himself and the group to really take them to the next level, regardless of everything. So, you know, wish him best of luck. I think he has to go to the military as well eventually, so we'll see where he goes with that. Next we have Jay from Icon with Blue Moon. Overall, solid. Again, another more edgy idol. That the first thing they try to make him do is a Taemin-like song. It's crazy, by the way. Like, you know, it starts as a gag, as a meme, but surprisingly, like, this is the fifth idol we see from a major group that does this style of music, apart really from Jungkook, but we'll see with the future singles and stuff like that. The song is fine, his vocals are good, but yeah, I wouldn't say it's like anything super impressive, because I've seen this so many times. Like, we've seen it with Jun, not even like 10 days ago. Like, I mean, I did this video a week ago, but my point is, like, this shit came out like 2 weeks ago, so, you know, you can't even get mad. Fans are happy, it's getting a lot of views. I think it's almost at 6 million, considering the fact that Icon fans are getting starved of solo music from the group, apart outside of Bobby and obviously BI, but BI is not in Icon anymore. So I think sometimes about people that are still like not releasing music outside of like the more famous members, let's say. So overall, song is enjoyable, but in a way, simple. I think it sounds too much like what Taemin does, and therefore I don't have too much of a strong opinion. Next is Mammoo Plus with Save Me. Simple ballad, both Moonbyul and I always forget her fucking name, Solar, singing together. I mean, people were saying, oh my god, Moonbyul singing. I'm like, this is you know, most Mammoo fans are not real Mammoo fans. If you ever heard more than one Mammoo song where Moonbyul raps, you know Moonbyul has been a singer for like since the start of the group. The group originally was a singing group, and she's a singer as well. She learned to rap, and I think, what's his name? I think Anna, I think is his name, or whatever. He taught her how to rap, and she can rap very well. And I think she's a better rapper than a singer, but she's not a bad singer. So when people say, "Oh my god, she can sing," no way. I'm like, every idol can sing, even the rappers can sing, because it's still something you get evaluated on every week. So that if you're a rapper, you don't have to sing or do other stuff like that, or dance or whatever. It's still part of the curriculum. So I think it's funny to me that they kind of react like that to that. Apart from that, the song is simple, effective. Again, I always like ballads from Mammoo. They have one of the best vocal groups in the history of the genre. So overall, I enjoy listening to them when they sing. Solid song, but again, we've heard millions of songs like this, not only from Mammoo, but from a lot of different artists, pretty much starting 20 years ago till now. So next we have ITZY with Not My Business. ITZY also with JYP doing something a little bit more trendy with the more R&B style of music from America. They do it a little bit different. The production is super upbeat, it's super fast. Even their singing is different. It's still low key, but it's more of a spoken word for certain moments, like specifically Yeji. Overall, the vocals are good. The chorus is actually relatively catchy, even though it's somewhat repetitive. Overall, I've enjoyed the song. I like ITZY. As soon as people started telling me ITZY is not good or not good enough because of JYP, which I don't know what that means, since I've said it already a million times. JYP, the guy, wants them to be the biggest artist in the world. He makes more money if they are, and his company looks better if they do. But I really like the way they've grown. They do so many more different things the last 3 or 4 years than they did when they debuted. If you look at 2018, they debuted in 2018 if I'm not mistaken, right? No, I think it was in 2020. They debuted in 2020. If you look at what they were in 2020 and 2021, I thought they weren't that good in 2020. 21 they were better, and then the last 2 years have been fantastic, and that's when people have been telling you their shit. And I think it's funny that as soon as people tell you that, that's where I change my mind. 2019, I was right, it was 2019. So 2019, 2020, they weren't that good, and then the last 2 years and a half have been fantastic. Because they've tried different things, they've pushed the envelope production-wise, and people are not gonna fuck with it. Because people like simple shit that reminds them of other things. And therefore, ITZY doesn't do that, and they're gonna get shit on. That's why Twice stayed very popular. They never really deviated from what they've done. They've changed, but they never really deviated from the course. It's like looking at a house that was in a certain way. They renovated, but it still reminds you of that whole house. No, I mean, it's like before they were a super hyper modern house, and then you come back 2 years later, and they're more of a traditional 19th century European style house, right? And you're like, what the fuck happened, right? Exactly. And that's the type of change people don't like. So, really enjoyable track, and it's a setup to the new album, which I'm really curious to see where it's gonna go. I'm not gonna even comment that stupid fucking drama that Twitter started to try to start with. JYP is making the idols cry. Literally didn't do any of that. They were trying to sing. It was a very difficult note. JYP, not only him, but they weren't just hitting them. She got frustrated, Yeji, and cried. And the narrative was that JYP hates his idols, therefore they cried. Remember, guys, these people are adults. They're in their 20s. They're getting paid millions of dollars. And them crying out of frustration means that every 16-year-old should go on Twitter and defend you and tell you that your CEO is bad. Not understanding that this behavior from the average fan makes it harder for the average idol than they realize, in my opinion. But they'll never understand. Next we have Needs You with Coconut. I mean, this is a typical Needs You song, obviously with a summer vibe with it. Simple, of course, it's super coconut. So it's pretty simple, it does what it's supposed to do, don't have much complaints. Needs You, they're doing the thing in Japan. They don't promote anything in Korea, which I think it's obviously the way to do. They're not trying to put themselves in the same basket as other groups in Korea. They do their thing there, and they're very successful, very, very popular, by the way. I was surprised how popular they were. So I'm not surprised that JYP with the A2K thing in America is trying to do the same thing in Japan, because with the Produce 101 groups there, needs a project, because if it works, it's gonna get probably, the biggest male group in Japan. So it's a chance for him to really make it big. And congrats to him, because the Sam doesn't push it at all. Hybe is doing a terrible job at promoting the group in Japan outside of BTS. So I think he's done it. I mean, I'm not going to talk about YG because they're a joke in that sense. So congrats to him, because they really he tries, and he tries hard, and he obviously cares. Next we have I Chilling with Kickstart. I really like this song by I Chilling. Another throwback from the 2000 punk rock, emo rock era, with the vibes, with the production, with even the singing reminds you of the times. Since I Chilling doesn't have the best singers, I like the fact they went more of a rock direction. I think it makes them sound better, it makes them look better, it makes them have more of a fresh identity. So I enjoyed it, it's fun. Don't love the chorus per se, like I said, the vocals still leave to be desired a little bit, but because they went more of a rock route overall, it's still more enjoyable like this than if they simply went the more classic K-pop cute style without really bringing a different type, or the badass style without bringing a really cool flavor. So I really enjoyed the fact that they did it in a different way, and they've done it good. So good to them, good for them. Next we have Oh My Girl with Summer Comes. I mean, Oh My Girl have became simply the summer girl group. They pretty much don't really release music outside of summer, and honestly, it's smart. I mean, if it ain't making them money, why do it? The vibes are fun. It's a classic OMG song of the last 3 years. Super vibrant, super fast paced, as more fourth gen as you can get. They've always had a very unique voice line, considering the fact that their voice line is very, very high toned and high pitched compared to a lot of others. So it's always been fun to me to see them really evolve and actually, keep that style, but without really changing what made them successful. It works. Don't work. What doesn't work here is the actual hip hop line. I feel like it's forced, like in any of these songs, like just sort of randomly people rapping on this type of section doesn't help anybody. So, yeah, I mean, for me specifically, I would say, it's a boring track as a whole, and on top of being boring, I think, how can I say, it's like, it's something that I've heard from them a million times. So it's not a bad track. It's still good. It's objectively a good. I mean, it's a objectively good track. It's objectively a mediocre track. It's fine, but it's I've heard way better stuff from OMG, but from other girl groups the last year, and the bar has been so high that this type of music just looks, I think, way worse than it would have looked in 2020 or 2021, where the genre was really in the dumpster. So now the last 3 years, the genre is back to what it's supposed to be, and so this type of music just sounds like what it is. This is a summer song. Comes, you listen to it, it's cute. It's in the random Kpop playlist that Spotify does, and then you're gonna move on and never remember the song ever again. And this is it for the third week of July. Simple, not a lot of music to talk about. We had New Jeans, OMG, NCT, so needs you, like Mamamoo, Harry, so we had some big comebacks overall. So for me, I'm happy with the result overall. I don't have any super negative opinion about this week. At the same time, it's just bland. I felt like it was more of the same of the stuff that I've heard in the last 3-4 months. And even New Jeans, which had me up for a lot of things, these type of songs just didn't hit as well as they should have, I think. They're still cool, they're still fine, but I expect a change of pace. If you're gonna do B-sides, do them fun, do them differently. I think that's something definitely whoever is their producers or writer can learn, I think, from groups like Stray Kids. As much as I like to criticize Stray Kids, objectively they're very, very good at doing that. So, this was it. I mean, it's 4:30 a.m. YouTube died for 40 minutes, so I couldn't finish record the video. But, thank you for watching, guys. I'll probably drop another video this week talking about something. We'll see about it. Maybe I'll start streaming. I want to stream at least a couple hours a day and see how it goes on my, obviously, Cable Talks channel. I have to set it up because YouTube is kind of weird about the whole streaming thing. I don't know if I need OBS or not. I'll have to check and and adapt to that. But having said that, thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for supporting the channel, and leave a like, comment, share, which I think is very important as far as I understand. Subscribe, and see you next time. I probably should start doing more short stuff about like this, but it is what it is. I'm too fucking lazy to do that, honestly. Goodbye.